Hello, my name is Kaley Hutter, and I'll be telling you about my poem My Grandfather Used to Say Glory, which will be appearing in the upcoming Fall 2024 edition of West Trade Review. This is a poem that I feel had been trying to come out of me for a bit of time, and I remember the day I first drafted it, I was reading and sitting with Stanley Kunit's poem, Touch Me, and I wrote at the top of my page one of his lines, which was, "What makes the engine go? Desire, desire, desire." And then I started writing in that image of swabbing out my grandfather's mouth after his stroke as this sort of final task. It just offered itself so simply as if it had been waiting for me and was just desiring its articulation. And the way that I really found my way into the poem was this juxtaposition of the word glory and these jarring companion words, because to me they felt jagged or homely or just not conventionally glorious. These words like rubbery and vomit and gums and even expletive. And this tension became the current of the poem for me until I arrived at a place that felt true, which was this idea of the daughterhood and the glory or expletives in my own mouth and their effect on me. And so I think of this poem as a turning point in my work from the year because the poem just wanted to exist as something that was both sharp and tender at the same time, and it didn't want to abandon either camp. And so that's the complexity that the poem aims to illuminate or probe into, and it's the complexity that the poem invited me into as the poet. So here is the poem. My grandfather used to say glory as an expletive, as if every stubbed toe dropped from the pelt of God. Once before he died, in the hospital room of round coral furniture, I cleaned his gums, plunged a cotton swab under his lips, and hauled out the glory with the day-old vomit. The glory was rubbery. I imagined coma dreams smoldering at the edges, then blazing with no metal morning to snuff them out. Here, the space between the chairs and the adults was thick with shredded language. I probed the swab into his teeth, prod, thrust, sink, ask if a gray man's dreams are built of burnable things, if he saw fire or water, what the earth was made of after all at the true end of it. The glory was pliant. I carved it from his gums like an organ. Light shone through the window slits as shrapnel, and death crept the sill as a pet. I rehearsed its taste, chewed my daughterhood and swallowed. It burnt the back of my throat like scotch.